Hi. One thing you should know about me is that I am not very good at games, so naturally, I've decided to give Elden Ring a go. Now, I've known about Elden Ring for a while, but only recently have I decided to bite the bullet, because to be honest, I've been scared. You know, the kind of game I like is where you take little things out of little boxes and arrange them in a room, rather than fighting Lord Elgrim, demon slayer of demons, with a sword imbued with the soul of an infant. This game really isn't for me, but I've heard so many great things about Elden Ring. It won Game of the Year at the Jeff Keighley Awards and is one of the highest rated games of all time, but not as high as NFL 2K1 for the Dreamcast, baby, woo! Now, FromSoftware games have a tendency to be, a little bit tricky. And if you're like me, you're probably a bit worried because of how hard these games are to get into for newcomers. But humans have survived much worse. I did 2 years of geography A-level, so this will be fine. Probably, I hope. My journey started in Limgrave, and I'm feeling pretty confident. And mere minutes into the game, I had spied out my first victim. Alright, first enemy, here we go. Tree Sentinel. Oh god, he's got a health bar. Oh god, this is not good. This is not. I was moments into the game and I'd already encountered a massive roadblock. Except I hadn't really. This is an open world game, meaning I could have literally gone in any direction to avoid this guy. The game puts this guy right at the start to try and teach you this, but common sense and reason is not my strong point. This dude kept killing me. I'd die and say, "You fool! I know all your tricks, next time will be different," before proceeding to do a world record dying speedrun. And I was starting to realise that something weird was happening through all this. I wasn't getting mad. And in fact, I was getting better, and having fun whilst doing it. With this, I kept trying, I persevered, and 47 tries later, this happened. What, you thought I beat him? Were you stupid? Were you an idiot? You this dumb guy? So yeah, 49th try and I finally beat this guy, and I tell you what, it felt amazing. The sense of satisfaction genuinely outweighed the hardship, which really surprised me, and the 2.5 hours I took really seemed worth it. Now, if you're like me, trying this game as an absolute beginner, then I thoroughly recommend fighting the Tree Sentinel at the start. He functioned as a really good introduction to the weird controls and dodge timings, and for the entire rest of the game, no other enemy or boss took me more time to beat. It is really hard, and you'll probably develop a fear of trees, but I promise you it is worth it. If you can overcome this, you can do anything. I mean, maybe not, this is just my experience. So, you know how everything is seemingly evolving to crabs? You don't? Well, it seems that every video game is evolving to an open world with crabs. A lot of games coming out nowadays have an open world, but a lot of them feel like they don't really use it, and they still have very linear game design, but Elden Ring is one of those few rare examples where it feels like it actually benefits from the open world. When you first open up the map in Limgrave, you go, this is a pretty big open world, I'm impressed, and then you find another piece and go, what? There's more? Yeah, seriously? There's more? And then you find like 20 more areas and the map just expands in every direction. You stumble across this random well in the middle of the woods and say that there can't be anything here, and then you go on a 20-minute elevator ride to the most beautifully scenic place you've ever seen in a game and realise that the map goes underground. This game is absolutely huge, and there are pretty much no limitations as to where you want to go, which is surprisingly rare with most open world games. You want to find the endgame area with loads of really good weapons and spells before you fight the first main boss? Go ahead, but realise that there will most certainly be like 10 more endgame areas after that because the game is just growing constantly. I don't know about you, but I absolutely love when a game sets out the main goal at the start and just says, off you go, with no context whatsoever, leaving you to craft your experience in your own way, creating a much more personal attachment to the game. I don't want to have to sit through hour-long trailing missions with 10 years of dialogue forced onto me. I want to explore. And that's where Elden Ring really shines. You're left on your own to discover new things, new bosses, cool weapons and items, and the lore isn't spoon-fed to you, it's hidden into the surroundings, and it's up to you to find it. I didn't realise I needed this type of game design until I experienced it, and I don't know if I can go back to main quests, phone calls, endless dialogues. Probably the best thing about the open world is the ability to run if I feel out of my depth, and I really appreciate that as a newcomer. Are you or someone you know struggling with East? you could be eligible to compensation in the form of Northeast. It's an easy and pretty simple way of compensating for new players without affecting the experience for the veterans. And, you know, don't worry, I'll talk about the easy mode debate later. This running away technique was something I utilised many a time, and you can too. Just keep your eyes on the road. Now can we just appreciate how good this game looks for a second? Okay, thanks. Oh, there we go. This world is full to the brim with stunning imagery, vast and epic scale, disgusting enemies. And this kind of beauty is around every corner. It's not just the main areas, just the ones on the side, sometimes the most beautiful parts. Like, there's the huge golden Erd tree that towers over everything, huge mountains, besieged castles, and oh my god, why do these exist? I've seen comparisons between games on Twitter, you know, the equivalent of Hell on Earth, and it just makes me angry. You know, there's people saying, this game looks better, Elden Ring doesn't even have bushes that sway in the wind, or good facial animations, or high-resolution teeth. FromSoftware delivered where it matters, the art direction. I'm constantly floored by the gorgeous vistas. It's so unique and creates such a rich and vibrant world that just oozes character and passion. But just as a side note, can we talk about the soundtrack? Oh my god. Yeah, this game sounds pretty good. But now we get to the real part. The combat is pretty fun. I was really surprised at the amount of variety and sheer number of ways you can approach a conflict. I thought this game would only be swords and shields, but no. You can be a basic guy and charge in with a broadsword and chip away at a boss's health, you know, boring. Or you can use magic and spells and stuff like that. You can use some crazy Ashes of War, go for some high risk, high reward gameplay, or just stay at the back of the battlefield and spam magic. Genuinely, if you're worried about getting this game thinking it'd be too hard, don't. Use magic. It will solve all of your problems. George R.R. Martin. The enemies in this game are very well designed. They're vicious, relentless, but fair. Like, let me show you. So let me just find some random enemy. Here we go. Crucible Knight. So to start off, we're just gonna... never mind, we won't do that. I mean, that's no problem. The great thing about Elden Ring is the ability to recover, and okay, I'm pretty sure I dodged that, but you know. Oh, okay. Oh, great. He's got a shield that absorbs all damage. That's so cool. Okay, this is not good. Let me just heal up for a sec. Yeah, okay. He just charges me down as soon as I start to heal. I mean, this is fine. We just need him to stop attacking, and then we can come back into this. I said stop attacking. Stop. Ooh, foolish Crucible Knight. You didn't see that one coming, did you? Oh god, he can fly now. Why can he fly now? Okay, the Crucible Knight was a bad example. Let me just find someone else. I mean, it's no big deal. We can just forget that even happened. On to the next challenger. Alright, Misbegotten Warrior. Ooh. See, enemies are fast, but a well-timed parry will open them up to the counter. Advanced stuff, I know. You know, I wouldn't expect you to get it straight away, you know. What I'm trying to say is that... What? Crucible? What are you doing here? What? You have to fight them both! Alright, I take it back. This game sucks. For years, gamers have been stumped by the million-dollar question. Should Souls games have an easy mode? And you know, I've been doing the research, I got my lab coat on, doing the science, and I think I finally have the answer. Elden Ring has a secret so secrety, a secret that changes the entire game for the better, and I'll tell you what it is. The secret is, oh god, wait, just a sec. Wait, let me get in here. Oh god. Okay, it's fine, you can't follow me through here. Okay, the secret that Elden Ring has is... Oh god, he's there. Give me a sec. Hold on. Oh, it's alright, he can't follow me down here. Wait. Okay, alright. The secret is that, well, they kind of did both. Now I know what you're thinking, you're saying, Window Ledge, you've finally done it. You've finally gone completely insane, but no. I am perfectly sane right now. The easy mode is there and not there at the same time. It isn't a damage multiplier or bosses with less health or just changing numbers up or down. It's the way players choose to approach the game and how the game allows them to. The game allows veterans to charge into every fight, get their ass handed to them and repeat until they break through. But the game equally allows newcomers to observe from afar, run past enemies to the good items. The two playstyles don't interfere with each other like an easy mode would, and it's far more compelling than number goes up, number goes down. It's perfect. Everyone gets what they want, and more people are allowed to enjoy this great game, which truly, oh no. Do you see what they did? They made the Crucible Knight a normal enemy, oh god. No, please stop following me. Now, some of you may or may not recall that for the past 11 minutes I've been praising Elden Ring for allowing players of all skill levels to enjoy the game. However, this has actually all been an elaborate lie, and you should completely disregard all I have said because of a late game difficulty spike so evil that I had to resort to using the overpowered items in order to progress. The worst part about this is that the items I had to use made the game way too easy. Like, for example, there's this thing called a Mimic Summon, which summons a copy of yourself to fight alongside you, who can also use all of your armour and weapons. Now, if you're proper smart, you might be thinking Window Ledge. That sounds a bit overpowered, don't you think? But good point, you know. But there's a catch. It also has like 10 times the amount of health you have and can draw aggro, so you know, it's balanced like that. I mean, you shouldn't completely disregard all I've said. This was only a problem for maybe the last 15% of the game, but it lined up with the point where I lost a bit of enjoyment from playing. Once given the ability to be overpowered, it's pretty hard to go back. No one man should have all that power. George R.R. Martin. But despite the apocalyptic difficulty spike, I was still able to beat Elden Ring. The game does an excellent job of leaving pretty much everything up to you, allowing you to make the game as easy or as hard as you want, without the need of hard-coded difficulty options. Now it is by no means easy, you'll die loads and question your existence, but persevere and you'll be rewarded with an unforgettable experience. And through all the bosses in Elden Ring you'll find that the toughest battle of them all was the one fought inside ourselves. George R.R. Martin. Elden Ring is an experience like no other, and thanks to amazing design choices, I can't think of anyone who I wouldn't recommend this game to. The satisfaction you get from beating enemies in this game is just unmatched, and it's the huge, beautiful world that just brings it all together. This is a game I'm not going to forget for a very long time, and I guarantee that if you play this with... What? Why is there two? Okay, don't buy this game.